If you watched my previous video, you'll know that I've bought this lovely Porsche 996 Gen 2, which has a bit of damage to it and needs fixing. It's going to need a new front bumper, a new offside wing, a new sill and a new dome, and I think I've got a radiator leak as well. It's also got a flat tyre. In this video we'll be removing the damaged parts to see if we have any other hidden damage underneath, so I can start to build back better this Porsche 996. So previously what I thought was a simple puncture in the rear tyre was actually a tyre that is damaged beyond repair. And this meant that I had to get this tyre replaced, and these are massive tyres, 305mm wide to be precise. And this tyre cost £365 fitted just for the one tyre. That's an expense I didn't expect in this build. So now that's done, let's get that really tiny spare tyre off and get this one back where it should be. So the car is a little bit too near the fence to get the jack in, so let's hopefully she will start. She's been sat here for a while now, but let's see. Come on, baby. Oh. Ooh, no. Time for my jump pack. This is a tiny little jump pack I bought especially for these occasions when your battery won't start your car. Is it gonna work? Okay, let's try again. Hey, still sounds bloody awful, this car, but I've almost got all the parts to fix this. Can't leave it running too long. We've got no coolant in this car. Time for the magic jack to lift the car up. And this power tool, which is one of my favourite tools now. Goodbye, skinny wheel. Hello, monster expensive wheel. These are a nightmare to get on because they're so heavy. Let me show you one little tool that I had left over from my 997 days. And it's this, which is a wheel alignment pin. Basically stick that in one of your wheel studs. Now all we've got to do is get this wheel onto that pin, which is a lot easier than trying to line it up on the actual car. And now she just slides on nicely. And now this makes it easier for getting the rest of the wheel studs in. And then we just need to remove the pin and replace it with the wheel nuts. Right, skinny wheel, you can now go back in your little bag with all of your friends. Now that wheel's back on the car, let's get the SVR out the garage and get the Porsche in. Well, what a nightmare. I don't know why, but I can't seem to get it started now. I've tried a big jump pack there, I've tried my little jump pack here, and I've tried both the jump packs, and it just won't turn the engine over to get this started. So what I've done, I'll put it on this battery charger here, and we're just going to leave it for an hour or so. Hopefully that'll give it enough charge that we can get it fired up and get it shifted. Right, battery's been on charge for about 2.5 hours now, so fingers crossed this is going to fire up. Come on, baby, you can do it. Yes! Right, we can get it shifted now and carry on what I'm supposed to be doing. So I've been frantically buying parts for this car, but I won't know 100% what it needs until we take a look at the damage. So let's get this wing off. So remember me saying, guys, I hate these stupid plastic covers, but if you've got the right tool, then they are so easy. All you do is do that and poof, they're off. I found this, this is in my Audi. So I need to get another one of these I can keep with the Porsche as well. She's off now. Right guys, let me show you underneath here again, and yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. I mean, this all looks nice down here, look. It looks fairly new, some of this. And look at this disc, there's no lip on that disc whatsoever. And again, the brake pads, very good. Don't fancy taking them off, but they're being replaced. I don't think that's standard, is it? Not sure. Shock absorber looks pretty good. Looks original. Yes, it all looks good now. We have a bit of damage there, look. I'm pretty sure that's the side indicator there. So that shouldn't be a hard fix. But what we need to do is let's get this wheel liner off. I think there's another piece of wheel liner that goes there that's missing. So that's one piece that we need. I'll have to find that on the parts catalogue. But yeah, first of all, let's get this wheel liner off. So it looks to me that all that's left holding this on is these two 10mm. One of them here, and the other one down at the bottom here. So that should pull off. Oh, it's holding it under there. Right, it looks like what's stopping it is this bit of damage here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's got a bit mangled up there, hasn't it? Should be free now. Next we need to remove this headlight plug, so we just need to press down these little tangs here. Just 1 and 2, and then that will go downwards and slide out. That stays with the car. Next is to remove this little tube here. So next we need to remove the 2 bolts holding the bonnet hinge. I've just propped it up with a brush as well, so hopefully it'll just sit there until I need to remove the wing from underneath it. So I'm just struggling with this thing here at the moment because I'm working off some workshop manuals and they don't mention this. So I'm not sure what this is, but it's got some connectors on it and bits and bobs, but it has got one 10mm in here. So hopefully we'll get this off and then see if it all comes off. Right, so as I'm having trouble getting to the stuff under the wing, I'm going to release all of these, which allow the wing to come this way a bit, which gives me more room to maybe dismantle the stuff underneath. But these have all been painted in the respray, so I need to make sure that the T30 bit sits all the way down in this, because I do not want to shear off these. That don't feel as good. Let me just get in there with the pick. So as these have been painted, they've been filled with paint, making it much harder to get the Torx bit in. Well, I surprised myself there. I got every one of these out without ruining any of the heads. Right, so I found out what this black thing is that was underneath the wing. This is the charcoal fuel filter, and it's got a great big gaping hole in it there. As I released it, all the charcoal's come pouring out onto the floor. So now I've got this bag and I'm going to get all the charcoal into this bag. I need to get this bottom connector off, but this connector seems different to all the others. If we get it like that, yeah, there you go. That was a shock when all that come pouring out on my leg. We've got a load on the floor down there. We'll get that mopped up. Yeah, so we've got these parts here. So we have a little bit of damage there, look. But that should hopefully be able to just get hammered back. Should that be straight? But now I can get to the bolts for the inner wing. Well, that one's going to be fun. But worst case, we can cut that one off. Right, I'm just about there now, so we should be able to jingle jangle this out. Still feels like something is there holding it, but I think it may be. There's a bit of bonding here. Okay, that's it. We got it. Yes. Oh my word. Right, let me show back then again. So I had all these bolts undone, but there's a bit of bond in there just holding it on, so that's why it felt like it still has another bolt in there. There was this one here, which is very, very hard to get into under there, but managed to get that one off. Now, I was thinking, is this bolted on from underneath in your frunk? But it's not, so that's going to be a tough one to get back in. So we had to release the bonnet in to get this off. What we can do is, for now, we can just bang these back in, just so the bonnet's in a secured position. Right, so those are back in, and then we came down here. Now this is where the mess was, because these were all pretty bent. This one was bent facing the wrong way, so that needs to be squared up, but we'll have to wait till we get the replacement wing before we see exactly where that needs to be. This one, as you can see, look, has been bent in, so again this needs pushing back and squaring up. And this one, well bent, because it took a bit of a bang in there as well. So again, we need to square all this up, but we'll get that done as we go further on with the project. Oh, and yeah, this one here, pretty sure it just needs hammering straight back, that, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Right, so I'm just checking down here, and we have a little bit of structural here. I can't believe it's got a cat end, to be honest. So it has took a bit of a bump in there, but hopefully that hasn't moved the door hinges. We're going to have to see when we mess around with the door itself. We'll get this bit of plastic off here as well. So getting that wing off took a lot longer than I thought it would do, because everything was bent and twisted and it's pretty hard to get into. But hey, this is part of buying a crash damaged car, isn't it? Oh, sorry guys, just a quick interruption here, as Autolux have just rang me to say that my Audi wheel is now ready to pick up. I just had it refurbished by these guys, so let's go collect it. So this is James, bring my wheel out now. Let's have a look at, oh, look at that. Just going to show the other three up now. Brilliant. Cheers James, thanks for that. Brilliant. Yeah, I can definitely recommend these guys, Autolux, for any smart wheel repairs you need doing. Honestly, you don't need to do all the acid dipping and shot blasting and all that lot. If it just needs a bit of repair, they just repair the places that actually needed it, rather than doing the whole wheel. Right, let's get this back home and get it back on the Audi. Right, hopefully this should be just about the last job on the Audi. So I'm just checking up so I can get the axle stand out, because it'd be a bit harder to get out with the wheel on. That's out now. So let's get my lovely wheel back on. Just look at that. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. Very perfectly matched. Smart repair. Yeah, don't need any of this full shot blasting, etc. Then we need to tuck these down to 120 Newton meters. Job done. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the radiators, and I want to have a look at these because apparently we've got a coolant leak. So I want to see what that coolant leak is. So we need to get that leak fixed so that the engine will run and we don't have to worry about that anymore. First job then, just so we can see the radiators, let's get rid of this shroud and this bit of plastic here. That's just a little 10mm under there. This piece doesn't seem to fit correctly, but see, I think I mentioned in the previous video that the guy who had this car before me, he'd had a 997 front bumper installed. So there's a few little changes here. Now, I'm not sure if these are a 997 shape air intake, because just under here there's a couple of fittings just down here that are just slightly different to what they should normally be, I think. But yeah, it doesn't matter, it all fits nicely and it all works. So let's now take this off. Right, that's all the screws out now. This goes that way and then comes off, but there's the air temperature sensor just inside here, so you've got to be careful of that. So that just pulls out anyway. Yep, that just fell out the back. And that's the shroud off. Now, if you look here, look, he's had to sort of change where this gets mounted, because obviously the radiator must be slightly different in 997, and also he's had to put a screw in there, but it all fit and it did the job. And it's only a shroud anyway, so it's not a problem. So I'm going to put these back in so I don't lose them. Right guys, just to test this, I've gone and bought one of these, which is the pressure test kit for a coolant system. This is only 25 quid off eBay, so hopefully it will do the job. You replace your cap with one of these, you then use this pump here to pump it up to a pressure of 10 to 15 psi, and then you just watch the valve and make sure it holds pressure. That'll just tell for sure if we've got a coolant leak in this car, and then what we'll need to do then is fill the system and just see where it's leaking out of, because I can't really see any obvious damage. Here we go then, all connected. Let's pressure the system. Well, if this don't work, or I can't get any pressure whatsoever, but I'm thinking that we've definitely got a leak. So I'm going to fill it with water, and then what we'll have to do is run the engine and just we'll have to see where the actual leak's coming from. Right, I've got my 5 litres of water. I've got a bucket here just to catch the drips, which I'm hoping that are going to come out from under this radiator here. So we'll bang that there and let's go fill her up. Here we go, drink up. Oh, he's certainly thirsty. This all 5 litres is going in. So yeah, definitely no coolant whatsoever in the system. Don't know how much it actually takes, to be honest. Right, do we see any obvious leaks? There's plenty of water in the system, so what we'll do, we'll fire it up and hopefully the pressure of the water pump will start pushing it out where we've got a leak. So I'm concentrating on the other side and I missed this bit here. So it looks like the leak is at this side. So let's turn the engine off and let's see if we can figure this out. Right, so it turns out that this radiator seems to be okay. Well, there's a little bit of water down there, but I'm not sure if that's just a little bit of rain or something. But I can't see anything leaking out of there when I started the engine. As opposed to this side, well, what a mess. So, yeah, as you're dealing with coolant, it goes everywhere. But I managed to get the, so this is the aircon condenser. Loosen that out the way. I didn't bore you with taking this off because it's quite straightforward, to be honest. But I've removed the radiator and all the water seems to be down in this corner here. And the only thing I can see is this here, look. So it looks like it's taken a bit of a hit in there. And I think that's maybe just broken one of the cooling fins down there, I think. And that's where we're leaking from. So it certainly looks like I do need a new radiator. More expense. But I think I expected this because I knew it had a coolant leak. So that brings me on the last part to check here now, guys. And it's the door. Now, I was a bit worried. This is supposed to be non-structural, but as we can see, this has been bent. There's a little bit of a kink in there, and I'm thinking, oh no, has this hinge been bent? Because if you look here, I'm not sure if you can tell, but the door is actually gone in there, and you'll definitely be able to tell we're in fully shut, but even with the door fully shut, look, it's not going right in. So that to me is we've either got this structure here bent, which would be annoying because this is a Cat N, which is non-structural, or the hinge has moved. Now, look at this, guys. So I'm looking up here, and as you can see, the in and out part of the door would be adjusted by this here. So you loosen that bolt and you move this in or out to get this top bit in or out. So if you look down here, see this bit here, this is the hinge. But look, you can just see a bit of white paint or primer or something just under there, and that hinge has definitely been pushed back. So I reckon if we undid that bolt, push this back to exactly where it should be, this door will be squared up. And this bit here has not been affected at all. So that is just a little bit of cosmetic, which will be behind the wing, and it's not a problem because this bracket this was bent in as well. I've bent this back out, but this is really movable, so I can move that just so we get the actual wing back in the right place. These, we can bang these back out, so these are in the right place. That one was in the right place, so there's no problem there. And all we're left with is this being a problem, but I'm just gonna maybe see if I can get my big bar in there and start bringing this out a bit to maybe get this back towards the shape it should be, because there's all sorts of bits of plastic and stuff stuck in the bottom of there as well. So to get this piece replaced here, you're gonna have to cut all of this off. I think it splices somewhere back there, and yeah, that's going to be quite a big job for a proper body shop, because it's not something that I'd be able to do because there'd be a bit of welding and stuff involved in that. But what I'm hoping is I can just reshape this out, bring this out a bit. Now I'm not sure again if a body shop can get a frame puller on it and just pull this back out as best as it can. Reason being is I may not need this bit to be pretty, because my plans for this car, don't forget, are build back better, not make it exactly as it was. So you'll have to wait and see what I've got planned for this car, and then I'll have to wait and see whether I need to do much about that when I put my plans into operation. But that's it for now on this video, guys, on the Porsche 996 rebuild. If you did enjoy this, and please don't forget to subscribe, because it's something like 80% of viewers are not subscribed. It really helps with the analytics, and it really helps me, well, get some money to fund this rebuild. So it's going to cost me a fortune, I think, in the end with these Porsche parts. So don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well to say you enjoyed this, and drop any comments below on what you think of this video. Till the next time, stay safe.